been a little while since I've been on the old internet live, but just wanted to wish everybody a happy Wednesday. I am out here on my rock. I'll tell you what, there is a rock. If you look on the map and it says Nowhere, Texas, that is exactly where the rock is. And this rock has been a good rock. It's been a good rock. Happy Wednesday. Things are upside down. Things are super upside down. And I know they're not just upside down for me. We are living, I think collectively, in like a super, super hard upside down kind of time. And I just wanted to jump in and say, one, hello. Still growing a beard. But two, even inside of what feels like an impossible season, I know I'm not alone in the feeling of it being impossible. And in some ways, maybe connecting on my rock may afford you the possibility to find your own. This has been a place where I have done meditations every day. I never did meditations before. How in the world? What in the world? I have had more conversations with God in the last 6 weeks right here on this rock than I maybe had in the last 5 years of time. So there's something great that can come in that. But I've also, on this rock, I've set the intention for every single day, because the only thing that I can control, the only thing that you can control today is how you will set the intention for making the next best decision inside of the upside down world that we are living inside of. And, we're all, every one of us, if you are a human who is watching this right now, we are all processing grief of some kind, right? We are grieving what normal felt like before COVID. We're grieving the chaos of our world. We're grieving, potentially like me, the change of a relationship. And I just want to encourage you that this is not a linear process. I can go from having a pretty good day. Man, this rock will set me up for my day. This conversation with God will set me up with this day. My meditation set me up for the day. And I will have a really good day. And then, man, 2 days later, 1 day later, 1 hour later, I can have what ends up being a pretty hard day. And I want to, if someone hasn't normalized that is just a part of the process of making it through hard times, it's normal. Maybe I'm saying it out loud for myself, but it's normal to not have it be linear. On the long arc of time, you getting more comfortable with how hard this season feels for you is going to inevitably get better day by day over time. But man, you're probably going to have some hard days in there too, and affording yourself the grace to just accept that that's the way that it goes is important. I just finished reading this book. I'm sure that a lot of people have read it before, but it's called The Untethered Soul. And in it, it talks in part about this idea that your feelings are not necessarily who you are, right? Like the thoughts in your head, the way that you feel, there's something of a constant soundtrack that's running in your head. And sometimes when you feel like there's a heaviness and it's so hard to push through these times, sometimes you start listening to that voice, you start listening sometimes to the emotions, and you start believing that you are that. And man, one of the things that's been helpful when I sit on this darn rock, when I am, having a nonlinear, it comes, from a good day to a bad day, reminding myself, and maybe my attempt here to remind you that you're going to feel things, you're going to think things, but those feelings or those things that you're thinking are not who you are. You are someone who is observing the way that you're feeling, or you're observing something that you are thinking, and then you get to decide if that is actually something that is maybe just information that you can react to, right? When I start to feel anxiety, I previously would like try and either push it away, or I'd feel sad about it, or it would overwhelm me, or whatever it might be. And I'm trying to see anxiety now as a signal that I have to listen to. Okay, what am I being anxious about? And sometimes when I start to feel anxious, the answer ends up being, oh, you don't have a plan for how you're going to work through this issue in your life. You don't have a plan for how you're going to make it through this day. You're not, right? When I start to feel angry, when I start to feel one of a thousand things, rather than thinking that I am sad or that I am angry, I'm trying to ask a better set of questions. And anyway, if you haven't read the book, I really think it's a good read, especially if you're going through hard times, because you can get kind of caught up inside of how hard this season of life feels for all of us, and overwhelmed sometimes by the emotion